Welcome, everyone. We're back on Trailblazers. I'm here with our first guest. I'm very excited to have him. His name is Wayne Harris, and he's a mentor, he's a financial educator, and a public speaker, and a lecturer. I want to get that in there too. Welcome to the show, Wayne.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you for
Good
coming.
to be here. Thank you.
Wayne, right now, I looked at your bio, and it's very impressive. And I know you, we know each other,
Right.
but I was very inspired to see what you're doing in the city of Toronto. I know you're a Montreal native, but you're here in the greater GTA doing your thing in the 6. Please share with our viewers across Canada a little bit more about who Wayne Harris is. I know you did some coaching, mentoring, lecturing. You deal with teens and adults. Please share from your past, present and future, where you are now.
Okay. It's a lot of information. We only have a few minutes here,
Yes.
so I'll make it short. Basically, born in Montreal, raised in Montreal, Habs fan. Sorry, Maple Leaf fans. But I was introduced to teen mentoring in the early 80s, and there was a number of programs given to us by the city of Montreal to help kids in urban communities, of which I was one. And I liked the way the programs were run, so I knew that once I finished university that I would want to get involved. And I've been involved with teen mentorship programs, leader in training programs, and I brought that with me to North York when I moved to Toronto just after 1990. Working with the city of North York, I ran a number of programs, and from that I leveraged it into my own personal programs within the confines of the city of North York and other community groups in Mississauga.
Okay. I know that you do some public speaking, and I know that you help a lot of you love to help families. Can you share a little bit more about how you do that and what that is?
For sure. Helping families is something that we've been trained to do, volunteering in the community, basically helping families that couldn't help themselves. I'm an ex-military guy. I was a reservist for a number of years, and you learn those things in the Army as well. But here in Toronto, the focus primarily was to keep kids active. So it was basketball programs with my 11 to 14-year-olds back in the Lawrence Heights days, back in the early to mid-90s. From there, I brought the programs to Mississauga. So I work with the Canadian Association of Community Development.
Okay.
Ron Cunningham, if you know him, from Mississauga. So I was working with him, also doing basic program, after-school programs to give the kids some ideas about goal setting, about dreams, about desires, about mentors, and showing them people who are doing in life what they would like to do or what they think they would like to do, but also people who look like them to give them some inspiration. And I've been doing that in Mississauga for the last number of years, both at the corporate level and as well as the community level.
Okay, the other thing that touched me in your bio, I think is one of the important things that many people need to know. You talk and you lecture on financial education, which is, to me, is number one, that we should all be doing this. And I think that we connected on that level. Can you share?
Yeah, sure. I think that having a basic understanding of how money works is important for people of all ages. From the time you have a piggy bank and you know that you put money in and don't take money out, to the time that you grow up to be a teen and maybe get your first bank account and first credit card. My son is in university right now, and the first thing that they went to give him on campus was a credit card. And we had to have a discussion about how you need to manage credit and manage debt and manage your money. So I speak to people of all ages and all creeds and cultures about their personal situation, maybe showing them for the first time what their situation is. Some people don't have any idea about cash flow and debt and the interest they're paying on that debt and how long it can actually take them to pay back that creditor. So we talk to them about how to manage their money, how much money they're making, how much money they're keeping, how to optimize their tax situation, which is something a lot of people don't know about, and basically give them financial education so they can manage themselves and their family to retirement and not be a burden to themselves or to their families.
You're a family man. I know you are.
That I am.
You have a beautiful wife and you have a daughter.
I do.
Share?
Daughter and a son. So I've been married for 25 years.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
Thank you. She's a wonderful lady, and she believed in me when many people didn't. I have a son. He's at university studying computer science and business, and my daughter is in grade 12, and she's looking to study engineering or life science.
I noticed that you had a picture with my mayor, Mississauga Mayor, Bonnie Crombie. Can you share a little bit more about that? Why you were there, and what you received? Just share with the audience.
So as a public speaker, I get requested to speak at many events, and there was an opportunity to work within the Coptic community in Mississauga to be the master of ceremonies at one of the events for one of the councillor candidates when Bonnie Crombie was going for her mayoral run. So I was working with that organization, and the mayor was the keynote speaker. So I introduced her, and I got to meet her and was helping her in my capacity, excuse me, to help her get elected. And I can't say I was a causal factor, but I will say that I did support Mayor Crombie in her bid for Mayor of Mississauga, and she's doing a fantastic job.
I also noticed Ryerson is the first place that hired me to coach. I know you've done some stuff with Ryerson University. Can you expand on that?
I can. Ryerson is one of the schools I've spoken to in the capacity of emotional intelligence and personal networking, personal branding.
Okay.
Many of the kids in the school have very high IQs, but they are struggling with EQ or emotional intelligence.
Okay.
So I teach them that it's not what you know, because everyone has an A average, everyone has an engineering degree. What makes you different? What's your unique value proposition? What are you bringing to the table that no one else is? I teach them how that can work for them and how to build their ice-breaking and rapport skills to separate themselves from the pack when they're interviewing with companies to find work in their field.
Excellent. I think we're gonna take a break right now. We're gonna come back and sort of get some more information about you and where we can get in contact with you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're here with Wayne Harris, learning a lot about Wayne. Can you please give us a little taste, like this? How did you come to where you are? Like, what led you to the position that you are in right now? I know that you and I met through basketball.
Correct.
I know you have an athletic background too. So can you just share a little bit from there to where you are now?
Yes. Basketball, I wasn't a very good player. I was a better coach and a better official than I was a player. My claim to fame was I could dunk a basketball, and that was about it. I didn't have very much of a basketball IQ when I was on the court.
Right.
Seeing players like yourself, elite athletes in Canada playing the game, I knew I wasn't willing to put in the work, so I had to find something else to do. So I went back to school and studied computers, and from that I got to risk management for companies.
Okay.
What I found about risk management for companies, they would basically ask these three questions. What's the best that can happen? What's most likely to happen? And what's the worst that can happen? And I like those questions for businesses and corporations for managing their own risk. But I found people weren't asking themselves that question on a personal level.
Okay.
So I segued from risk management from corporations to risk management for people. And that's how I got into the financial services, with insurance being one of the levers that I can pull. But I speak to different types of investment, different types of protection, both living and non-living benefits for families to help themselves and reduce their risk as it relates to their own personal lifestyle. Personally, for me, when I was 11 years old, my mother died. She was very young. She was 44 years old. But she had a couple of things that most people don't have, even to this day when I'm out in the community. And most people don't have a will, and most people don't have life insurance. And these are two things that are pivotal for families in order to mitigate their risk as it relates to how their family is going to defend themselves economically should one of the breadwinners meet an untimely demise.
Yeah. Can you also share a little bit about your connection with the disability? I know we talked about that earlier. Can you just share a little bit more about that with our audience?
So working with the City of North York, you would have to have open access programs. So anyone who came in, if they were visually impaired, if they were disabled in some way, you had to find a way to integrate them into the program. And we didn't run specialized or differentiated programs for the kids. We put them into the population with the other kids so that they would learn how to cope, and our kids would learn how to work with them, but not see them as different. But we were working mostly with special needs kids, learning disabilities, a little bit of Asperger's, some with Tourette's, others were visually impaired, some had things like cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, and these sort of things. But again, there were programs specifically designed for the disabled, but they always incorporated disabled students into the program so that they would feel a part of the overall group.
Awesome. This is some great stuff. I don't know about you, but me, this man is a man full of wisdom and knowledge, and you need to know this man. If someone watching this wanted to get in contact with you to learn more about what you do, where would they go?
Best way is to email me. It's wharris@harrismarketinggroup.net. Just email me or find me on LinkedIn as Wayne Harris. Very easy to find me on either one of those two programs. I'm also on Instagram. It's Wayne's World. I'm working on my social media. But so for LinkedIn, Wayne Harris for sure, and also wharris@harrismarketinggroup.net if you want to find me or talk to me about anything.
Thank you so much, Wayne. I mean, it's really, we are so delighted to have you on Trailblazers on this day. I mean, you're going. You're moving and grooving, and I love to see that. I'm really proud of you, by the way. I am. I'm really proud of you. We're coming from way back, but to see each other again now, this time, I'm really happy for you and what you're doing. And we're gonna be right back to wrap the show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
The viewers for watching. We'll be right back.
I appreciate it.
Welcome back to Trailblazers. I'm Susan Stewart, your host. I just want to make one quick. I really want everyone to go to the Disability Channel to check us out. Check us out on LinkedIn, Disability Channel. Check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. Please go there. Please check out myself on Twitter. I am Susan Stewart. That's it for our show. I really want to thank all the viewers that are watching our show. Really appreciate your support and taking the time to watch us. I want to thank our guest, Wayne, for being here. A valuable resource of information that you must get in contact with him. Thank you. That's it for now.